Now it is time for the absolute bubbliest podcast in the world, Beer Bubble!
Oh my goodness. Hi guys.
Hello. Welcome to Beer Bubbles.
Beer Bubbles at Accurate.
Back from our vacation kind of thingy. We haven't had...
Well, you got vacation next week.
Yeah, I'm going next week. You had your vacation entire August. Bruskval was a bit a side project during our
Well, it was
off-time
actually
in
the
August.
first week of my vacation was
Yeah.
Bruskval, and what a week.
It's wonderful. I loved it.
The reason we're here today is we're going to record some, and we're going to try some barley wine.
Yes, and talk a little bit about barley wine.
And we're going to talk a bit about what we've done this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
basically.
not much future talk because...
I realized that both you and me say basically quite a lot in this kind of podcast. I normally cut it out.
It's basically a very good word.
No, but before we, especially when we speak to other guys, when we interview people, it's like, before we say something, you say, yeah, right, basically, so you get like a few seconds to think of what you're supposed to say.
And I do. So,
Tell the guys about where we're sitting right now, because this place is kind of special.
we're sitting in the cellar of Akkurat, 5.5 stories down into the mountain, into the deep mountains of Södermalm. We have a beer cellar, and it's quite a sight. It's a lot of good bottles, and you get really thirsty when sitting here.
Yeah, we got to take some pictures and post them online as well, so you can see what's going on down here.
And
This is what we work with daily.
Yeah. And here's my Tuesdays.
Yeah.
First hours of my Tuesdays, just fixing and putting new stuff on the vintage list.
And here's where I do all the beer tastings.
And Micke has the whiskey club.
Yes.
Also, Akkurat has a whiskey club, for those of you who didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's fantastic when it comes to whiskey. The amount of cool stuff that he's got on his tastings is amazing.
He's the kind of guy that says he doesn't know much about rum, and then continues on to have like an hour lecture about rum. It's like, what? Barley wine has recently become one of my favorite styles.
Yeah, and just imagine when I met you first, your favorite beers were like maybe like British ales, maybe. And
You're never going to
lactose
stop
sours.
bringing that up, right?
No, I have to.
Your lactose sours and your hazy IPAs. Yeah, I know. I actually had a hazy IPA yesterday.
That was good.
It was good. It
We
was
actually
good.
had two yesterday
Yeah.
when we did our tasting.
True.
Because our job is all about...
It's horrible.
Yeah, we tried like 40 beers yesterday.
Yeah, it's mental. It's not that there are some great hazy IPAs. I don't say that there's not, but it's not my kind of beer anymore.
No.
I mean, flavors evolve, the palate evolves, and we like different things. But barley wines, as I said, has become one of my favorite styles lately, and which is rough because it's hard to drink many of them.
Yeah, they're kind of strong.
Yeah, they are. But especially the really nice bourbon barrel aged ones, and with a couple of years on them, they're fucking amazing. Like,
You know what? Should we just start with trying some beers and then we'll talk about what we did this summer?
sure, let's do that.
You want to know what you did last summer?
Do you want to start with the Swedish one?
No, I want to. Hey, come on.
Let's start with the young Swedish one, and then we go to the big one.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then. But let's tell the people what we have.
So this here is from Snausarve
This is
Gårdsbryggeri.
from Gotland,
Gotland,
an
yeah.
island in the Baltic Sea, part of Sweden. And this is... I don't know much about this. I actually haven't tried this before. So this is going to be kind of cool. Because I think Snausarve is one of the most interesting Swedish breweries right now. Because they do some amazing, like, further fermented stuff, mixed fermentation, Flemish red stuff.
Yeah. Their Oud Bryn is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that this is the best brewery in Sweden when it comes to making Belgian beer styles.
They've got
I
some
think.
competition.
Yeah, they got some competition, but so far, what I've tried, they're the best.
Brickery, it's kind of good as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The Eskilstuna beer we drank at Bruskval was kind of okay.
Yeah, it's good as well. But I mean, their Oud Bryn was just
Yeah.
It is
no.
just.
So let's
I'm
pour it
gonna
and
pour
try
it.
it. This is a 20 centiliter bottle, so it's a tiny bottle, but I think it's kind of strong as well. When we pour it, it's for you guys who just listen. This is almost flat, not much bubbles in it. It's
It's only 14.5% ABV.
breakfast.
Yeah, this is actually my
It
breakfast.
is actually
I
breakfast.
haven't eaten anything yet. Yeah, it looks flat. Almost looks like you have a dark rum or cognac in a glass.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Smells really nice.
Well, that is good.
That is really nice.
But that is oak matured.
Alpha Male Ale is an extreme beer. It's extremely strong, extremely sweet, but foremost, extremely good. Drink it as a dessert. No, drink it with a dessert, like a strong cheese, or enjoy it just as it is. But remember, this is not a guy beer. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about any specific barrels or anything, but it's wonderful.
It's really nice. And this is almost like an old style barley wine. It's like British style. No hoppy notes to it at all. So it's not American style.
No, less bitterness and more the sweetness to it. Because there's a difference. I mean, barley wine's been around since, when was the first barley wine? Like 1870?
No, earlier than that, but yeah.
The first one that was marketed as a barley wine, I think, was 1870. Best number
possibly,
one,
yeah.
something, blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't really know when it kicked off. Because it was like 73 or something, Americans started putting out some as well.
Well, in the like early 80s, when IPAs and pale ales become something to reckon with in the US, they also did stronger versions.
Yeah.
And they all looked to old British style, so they did a more like hoppy IPA, they did a more hoppy barley wine, imperial stouts. And so, well, we got to tip our hats to our American friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Without, especially the guys at Sierra Nevada, without them, we wouldn't be drinking what we're drinking now.
Exactly. And I read that they wrote barley wine together instead of separately.
Yeah.
Because they were scared that people were going to think it was a wine. So that's the reason, because some of them have barley wine in one word.
You read so much.
I read too much. I'm a nerd.
So what do you think of this one?
I think this is gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous beer.
It's flat. It's very young still.
But it's like a port wine or a Madeira or something like that.
Yeah, it's more like a dessert wine for sure.
And this with some pecorino or something like that.
Why don't we ever bring cheese when we're gonna try?
I don't know. We are stupid. We talk about it a lot.
We've been doing this for a year and a half. We always say we should have some cheese, but we never bring it. Oh, Jesus.
So what did we do this summer? We let's start off with Uppsala.
Oh, Uppsala. Connor.
Connor, what a star, what a hero. We got to Uppsala Craft Beer Festival.
The first of
June.
The first one ever.
Yeah, and it was scheduled for 3 years ago, basically.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, as you guys know, and no festivals were on at all. And then they finally managed to get it to happen this year, and it's
amazing.
It was fantastic.
It was a really good
and a
good
one-day festival.
Yeah, I wish there were 2 days.
Yeah, but baby steps.
I know it's they put all the work in for one day, and it was fantastic. I mean, nothing was wrong with it. I think some things from Connor's side, but like he, of course, he wants everything to be as good as it can be. But it was just amazing for the first time ever. It was wonderful.
I was a bit pissed off with 2 of the guys with the food trucks.
Who
didn't show.
Yeah, but that's out of his control basically. Yeah. So it's
basically again.
You have to drink every time I say basically.
Yeah. Cheers.
Right.
So Rasmus, basically. Oh, okay.
He did it just so he can drink. No, but it was a great festival. We had a lot of fun there. There's a lot of good breweries. We met some wonderful breweries, which we had on tap now at Akkurat as well.
Yep. Holmbryggeriet.
From
Norway.
Norway, yeah.
And some other stuff. We got some the first taste of Åres Schwarzbier and Rauchbier that we've had on tap.
Yeah.
And the Schwarzbier was actually the talk of the town at
Bruskevall.
At Bruskevall.
Yeah, that one really hit the note for everyone. I mean, all the brewers talked about Årebry Company. So shout out to those guys. We love them.
Yeah.
Sorry if we talk about same breweries a lot, but like, it's brewers we love. So
well, you end up having favorites, don't you?
yeah, you do, and it's fun to have that.
They're also such nice guys.
They're wonderful.
Which makes it even worse. If they weren't so nice, we'd hate them.
Probably not, but maybe we wouldn't talk so much about them.
And then we, in mid-July, it was the National Beer Day here at Akkurat, and I was standing outside pouring lambics.
And I was standing next to him drinking them.
Yes, because you were off that
I
night.
was off that day.
Oh, so we did quite a lot of the stuff we have down here in the basement. Some of the Cuvée sours.
You did Tilquin Gös on tap as well.
Tilquin Gös on tap. I had Cantillon Mamouche and Fofon. That was, well, I had them on all the time, or I had a bottle open all the time. And then I went down and got some old Girardin, Drifontaine, and just the good stuff.
Sounds like
that was a great night.
It was a rough night.
For you. It was a great night for me. Lots of laughs and lots of fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What's the difference really between English and American barley wines, though?
Hops.
It's the hops, right?
Yeah. American barley wines are heavily hopped.
Heavily hopped, yeah.
According to me, at least.
Yeah.
So there must be someone out there thinking totally different, but that's what I've found, that American barleys do tend to have lots more hops in it. And then, of course, Brewskval. We have to talk a bit about Brewskval because it was the first time for you. And I've been talking about this for 3 years to you, and you've been longing to go.
Yep.
And now finally we got there. So tell me about your experience, because as a first timer there, but I really think if you haven't been to Brewskval, go.
Fucking go. What are you waiting for? It was a great experience. I mean, we started off with you picking me up from work.
Yeah, at night, actually.
At night. So
he worked the night shift, and I think you stopped working at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, 2 in the morning. And
we stuffed the car full of bags and stuff.
Yeah, and I had a couple of beers while driving down.
Yeah, and I was
really mad at me.
Came down to the car, and the first thing he does is open a beer, and I'm like, I've got to be driving now for 7 hours.
It was just a Brancher brown ale. Stop nagging.
You were awake for 2.5 hours at least.
Yeah, then I fell asleep. And then we got to Halmstad.
Yeah,
met Daniel.
Met Daniel Eriksson at Halmstad Brygghus.
It's an old head brewer of Carlsberg, or
yes.
At Falkenberg, and has a little brewery in Halmstad. It's a very nice brewery. Hadn't tried them before. Didn't try them there, but we tried them a few days ago. And
yeah, we brought some samples home.
Yeah.
Just to, we're probably going to buy some for Akkurat.
Yeah.
Especially of the West Coast style
West Coast
IPA
was fucking insane.
Really good.
It was a West Coast IPA.
A proper West Coast.
A proper West Coast.
Yeah.
And it was difficult to find the brewery.
Oh yeah, the GPS took us on a proper tour around Halmstad.
We're standing by a bridge, basically seeing the brewery, but like, we can't go
How
here.
did we get there?
We had to go around. It took like another 15 minutes to get there. But it was fun, and then we went down to Halmstad, or Helsingborg, and we went to, what's that place called? With the fucking amazing burger.
Oh, nej, inte Ellas. Not Ellas.
No?
Ellen's. No. Oh, we'll make sure you get a link to it, because if you go to Helsingborg, best breakfast lunch place ever.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
It's a 50s diner, but in a Swedish style.
And they have pastries, they have burgers, they have like the menu is
sandwiches that are fantastic.
Yeah, it's that burger was good. I do regret that we were there when I was so tired.
Yeah.
So you weren't really like that hungry, or that you were hungry but not .
Yeah, and my phone actually burned up.
Yeah.
The same day that we were leaving, so I got an extra phone. I had no bank ID or anything on it. So first thing we did when we got there was go to the bank.
Yeah,
get me a bank ID so I could pay for stuff.
Yeah.
And then we went for lunch, and then we went to Nessie.
Yeah, Pub Nessie.
Pub Nessie. Our
Waterhole.
haven in the storm of Bruskevall.
Where Cece lost his voice.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the first night was the unofficial pre-party.
Yeah.
So all the brewers were there. I'm not going to tell you how long we stayed because that's illegal. But we were there for a while, and so was all the brewers. And in some
was it Thursday night we had pizza in the bed?
You did.
No, I think
no, I sat by the table when I got back. To
yeah, you sat by the table. I sat in the bed eating the pizza when you came because I just got out of there. I'm gonna get pizza. No, my experience was great. I mean, I had a wonderful time.
I had a weak moment that night as well when I just told, because Isa said, "Wouldn't it be cool if we could do a brewers karaoke down here in the basement?" I'm like, "Well, I've got a karaoke program on my computer." And a few microphones, so let's do it. So that's why. Well, that was the festival started on Friday.
Yeah,
you were a bit tired. You were like half an hour later than I was to get there. But basically, Friday I almost said basically. I have to drink now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Friday we went around and just spoke to people and tried beers.
Yeah, we decided to not record on Friday because just to experience it as guests and representing Akkurat,
and course. Also connect to people and make sure we were able to get interviews out of them the day after.
Yeah, exactly. And we were, as I said, representing Akkurat, so we went down in our piqué shirts and talked with people. No, so it was great to just get everything going or see everything get going and everybody getting comfortable and try a lot of beer. The one bad thing, it was so warm.
But the thing is, all of a sudden we got like high summer.
Yeah.
Like 35, 36, 38 degrees.
Celsius in the sun. And
in the shade.
In the shade, yeah.
And if you were in the sun, you were dead.
You're melting.
You'd burn up. But that night was, we ended up at Nessie again with the Brewers Karaoke. And that's where I lost my voice. Totally. But it was extremely fun.
Yeah, and while you did that, I sat up in a bar drinking Guinness for a few hours. I was like, nope, karaoke is not my thing. I'm going to sit up here. And then I got to take some CC, come down to the basement. All right. And going down to the basement was like hitting a wall. You know, the gymnasium, sports halls? That was like the smell when you got in there because it was so tight, so many people singing, hopping and dancing. It
was an absolutely crazy night. Really fun. And then Saturday we did all the interviews. And if you listen to the first episode, you know that my voice was a bit like this.
It sounds like you're 12, You just got into puberty, your voice cracking.
But we did quite a lot of interviews. I think we did 15 interviews on Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
With amazing people. People from amazing breweries.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so fun that they want to take the time to do that as well. I mean, it's busy, it's hectic, but Bruskevall was so well organized, so there was always somebody covering up for them or making sure they had lunch. The brewers had a wonderful time there, I heard, and they got their breaks, they got their lunches, and yes, they didn't have to stand there all the time because
lots of volunteers working.
Yeah, the crew was amazing.
And then you had the party of your life that night. I was actually I folded around 1 o'clock maybe. But you kept on. You ended up being in a park.
Here's what happened. We were trying to get into that place we were going to. I'm not going to name the place because I'm going to say something about that place now. I got the beer in my hand, and I took the first sip, and it was just filled with diacetyl. It was so disgusting. So I'm like, nope. And then I heard that another one of the brewers I was with didn't come in because he had a bottle with him. So I went out, and I'm like, you know what? I have a room temperature St. Bernardus App 12 Magnum bottle in the car. Should we get it? And everybody was like, yes! So I went on to get that. I went into CC. I'm like, give me the car keys and the garage keys. He didn't even question me. He just gave it to me, which I think was a bad idea because I was drunk as shit. So I was like, the day after, did I really lock the car? I think I did. You didn't say anything.
No, it was locked.
Yeah, so we ended up in a park with Pripps Blå, a bottle of gin, and the Magnum bottle of App 12.
I think you got back to the hotel like 5:30 in the morning or something like that. I was back by 1, had a good night's sleep. And then Sunday was hangover day.
I was still drunk though when I woke up.
You were still drunk, but they call it hangover day. We're down there for the festival, and that meant that none of the brewers worked.
No, except
all
one.
Volunteers.
One brewer. No, he's not a brewer though, but he represented the brewery. You won from Temple.
Oh yeah,
Was there running around, which is a lifesaver. So.
And we had a few beers, had a few more interviews.
Yeah.
Got to speak to Hanna, fantastic person.
Fantastic.
Who's the general of the festival. And then I realized that your ticket for the train was actually on my phone that burnt up.
Yep. So, and I looked up the trains, and there was only one night train for like 1,500 crowns. I'm like, fuck. How am I gonna get home?
But then you one from Temple stepped up. He drove you home.
Yeah, it was actually Daniel Borg.
Yeah.
He's a home brewer, and he actually told me like, oh, I know this guy. He just ran off and came back with Johan, who gave me a ride home, which I'm so grateful for. So instead of being home like 7 a.m. on Monday morning, I was home 11 p.m. on Sunday night, had a shower, and just went to bed and had a full night's sleep. So that was.
You were still quite beaten up Monday morning when you were supposed to work.
Oh yeah, I was not my normal self.
But that was a fantastic trip. And then I kept on going. Because I was on vacation, so I went to Gothenburg. I went first to Pine Ridge in Falkenberg. Said hello to the guys down there, and they were close, but I got to see the facilities. They are fantastic down there. And then I went to Gothenburg, and just by chance, I ended up at the newly opened Poppels City. They actually opened that night.
Oh,
so I was there, and if you've watched the videos we do as well, I did a small 2-minute interview with the brewmaster there, and I just right now Daniel, I think he's called. Me and names, crap. And that was really cool as well, because the place actually has, when you sit down at the table, you have a tap, and you order beer by the liter, and they turn on the tap for that amount of beer. So you pour your own beers at the table. And
can you do that in Sweden?
Obviously.
That's really cool.
And all the beers are, the only beer they do is a lager, and that is fodder fermented. So they bought American oak fodders that they ferment the beer in, and then they send it straight to the tables, basically.
That's really nice.
Did I say basically?
Basically. Fuck. I also said it now because I repeated what you said, so. What was your favorite brewery at Bruskval except Årebryggeri Company?
Oh, you're making it hard. Pennyland.
Pennyland, yeah.
Pennyland. Jessica. What a star. What a woman.
She is absolutely
and
fantastic.
The beer's amazing. I think the youngest one she brought was 7 years old. Because she says well, I don't bottle them or keg them until they're done.
2017. It was the Caroline, I think it was called.
Okay, yeah, Caroline.
The blonde ale or some kind. Gold.
Absolutely fantastic beers.
It was insanely good.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, the first beer I got on the Saturday was quite nice as well.
Yeah. The gravity poured.
Because Henrik came running from Omnipollo, came running and met me and said, "Oh, CC, good, because I've got gravity pour beers and I don't know how this keg works." And I walked over, and it was my old keg from Nya Carnegie Bryggeriet that they used. So it was my old baby.
You know who that one works.
So I opened that keg for them and
got a mass as a thank you.
I got a half a mass as a thank you.
All right.
So that took me about best part of an hour to finish on the Saturday.
I should have been there from the start.
Yeah.
I think Pennyland is also really good, but I'm gonna say I have to choose Barclays. To be honest,
Barclays was fantastic.
I mean,
but also because Brian's so fantastic.
Brian is fucking fantastic. I mean, shout out to Brian and Barclay Brewing Company. I mean, that guy has a full-time job and does that on the side, which is amazing. But dimension of times, I think I had 2, 6, and 7 you had on, I think.
Yeah, probably.
And then a coconut one, which made me go, oh, I don't know, like, it's going to be pastry. Well, it's not pastry at all. Like, just coconut flavors, but dry, and just the mouthfeel was amazing. So I have to say Barclays, because also shout out to Underjord.
Underjord, first time there, and people really love their stuff.
Yeah, their mascarus is gorgeous. Should we do the next one?
Let's keep on talking about barley wines and do, because I've really been looking forward to this one. Alpine Brewing Company, Alpine Beer Company, does not exist anymore because they were bought up by Green Flash and were supposed to be like a separate entity from Green Flash. But then Green Flash kind of went belly up, and they'd sold the company for stocks in Green Flash. So they ended up with nothing, which is sad. But I've heard that the guys are up and running again. But we found this in the fridge at Akkurat, and of course we have to. There's only one bottle, so let's hope this is good. It's still alive. I don't know if you heard that, but it did make a proper sound when you open it.
Made a
And we're going to pour extra glass for Anders Ström, our bar manager as well, so he gets to try it. I'm really looking forward to this because the Alpine triple IPA that I had on the trip to San Diego 2016, I think, was actually the highlight of the entire trip. So I'm looking forward to this immensely. And this is oak matured for 18 months.
bourbon barrels.
Bourbon
right?
barrels,
Yeah.
I think.
In select bourbon barrels, right? Yeah. Drink Alpine ale or go to bed. Pat what the fuck? I can't see that. McWeeny? Kenny?
Oh, shit. McKinney. He told me
It's-
how it was pronounced in the interview
Yeah.
because I got it totally wrong when I interviewed him.
Yeah. Also, it's so small, so I can't really read that.
Yeah.
I have glasses. Okay.
McKinney, I think it
McKinney,
is.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys, cheers. Hopefully, I sincerely hope this is good now.
CC? Basically.
Basically.
Oh, that smells gorgeous.
You know what, Rasmus? You can talk now. I'll just sit here and enjoy that beer.
Fuck me.
Look at my arms. I get goosebumps.
I did too. This is
Oh,
wow. I mean, on the nose, you can really feel the bourbon barrels.
but you can also feel the oxidized hops.
Oxidized hops, yeah. Well, it's not super big in its fruits on the nose. It's more that bourbon, the oxidized hops.
But on the palate, it's a big beer. How strong is it?
God damn. 12.1% ABV.
12-point wine. Well, that's your standard barley
Yeah.
or barley style.
That sweetness is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's just more of the, caramel, thick, creamy sweetness.
Do we have to talk anymore? I just want to sit here and drink that beer.
No, we're probably gonna wrap this up because it's a short one. But how long have we been going?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. It's perfect. Well, it's this summer was great.
Well, what we basically, I'm saying basically, and just so I can drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
What we say is, next year, don't miss Uppsala.
No.
Don't miss what we do here, events at Akkurat.
No.
And whatever you do,
Drink.
better beers at Bruskeval. No, but go to Bruskeval.
Yeah. It's an amazing festival, and you will really enjoy your stay there.
Yeah. If you go 1 day, 2 days, or all three, doesn't really matter.
No.
We were there from Thursday. You left Sunday. I left Monday.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I've been to quite a few beer festivals. This is the best one I've been to, period. There's no one, not one like it. It's just
I can understand
crazy
that.
good.
It's crazy good. We have some fun thing coming up in the next few months. We're gonna make much more episodes, and some things we can't share yet, but hopefully soon.
I haven't told you yet as well, because we might make a beer soon.
Oh, well, you listeners will get to hear more of that later. I'm
Yep.
gonna listen to that now because we're gonna close down this episode and finish this beer, even though yeah. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again for the Beer Bubbles podcast. And whatever you do,
Drink better beer.
Now it is time for the absolute bubbliest podcast in the world, Beer Bubbles!